This is everything you need to know while watching the beginning after the end. If you haven't seen the anime in general, we follow a character who was formerly known as King Grey. He was a cold-blooded king who ruled over his people with an iron fist. While he obtained all the power and wealth a king could want, the one thing he never obtained in this life was how it felt to be loved. Since as a child he was an orphan who didn't even know his own family. He lived at an orphanage that was destroyed, and the only person he saw as the mother he never had was murdered. This fueled his reason for becoming king, which was to get revenge, and is the reason why in his next life, he strives to become stronger to protect the ones he loves. We do find out that someone actually summoned him, but after being brought into Arthur's body, he went on to use the techniques he learned from his past life to awaken his mana core in this world. As for what is the mana core, it's what allows people to use magic. It sits in the person's body, developing and usually awakening for humans at the age of 13. It has different stages that a person can unlock to get stronger, starting at black, then going to red, orange, yellow, silver, and finally white. Once awakened, two things are decided: the element the person specializes in, and the type of mage they are. There are two types of mages, augmenters and conjurers. Augmenters enhance their body with mana, allowing them to possess incredible defense, strength, and agility, while conjurers emit mana to the outside world, allowing them to bend their surroundings to their will. As for what are the elements, there are 4 types, with those being fire, wind, earth, and water. It's important to note, while mages do have a type they're best at, it's not impossible for them to learn techniques or spells from other elements, though those spells won't be as strong as their main affinity. While I did say there are 4 types of elements, there exists a factor called deviance. This refers to a higher version of the 4 base elements. These are very rare cases, but as for what they are, the deviant of fire is lightning, water is ice, earth is gravity, metal, and by combining earth and fire, you can get a magma deviant. Wind is sound, and lastly, ones that humans, elves, and dwarves can't get is soul fire from fire, poison from water, blood iron from earth, and void wind from wind. That was it for the normal deviants. As for some of the more rare, there's lightning, plant magic, which is elves only, healing magic, which has to do with Aether manipulation, which I'll explain in a second, and diviners who can see the future at the cost of their life each time. Now that I've mentioned Aether, it's a good time to go over both it and go deeper into mana. As said before, mana and the mana core is essential for using magic. It's similar to the key that was used in King Grey's or Arthur's past world. It exists in the atmosphere and is divided into particles of each element. It's said that roughly 1 in 100 children are able to sense magic, and that the ability to control mana is genetic. Like I said before, wind, fire, earth, and water are the 4 types of elements, but there exists a 5th, which is Aether. Unlike mana, it can be influenced but not controlled. The best example that was given in the manga is that mana moves what is inside the cup while Aether moves the cup itself. There are 3 paths of Aether, with the first being Avum, Aether that controls time, Spatium, Aether that controls space, and Vivum, Aether that controls existence. The last thing I'll put in the mana category is beast wills, which once the beast reaches A class or higher, they can pass along their will or ability to a person. That person can then train through cultivating their body and more to actually use the beast's abilities and forms, and grow stronger while using it. This is extremely difficult and uses a lot of mana, but it is extremely strong. Now that we've gone over mostly everything that has to do with mana and Aether out the way without spoiling too much, let's go over both the races and where the story takes place. This will be more important than you might think later. Where the story takes place is Tbate, which is one of the 3 continents in the world. You won't find out about the other 2 until later, but Tbate harbors humans, elves, and dwarves. Humans stay in the kingdom of Sapin, elves stay in the kingdom of Eleanor, and the dwarves stay in the kingdom of Darv. These 3 kingdoms don't really get along due to a war that happened a while ago between them over rule of the continent. The major differences between the races is that elves and dwarves live much longer and unlock their mana cores way before humans. Another difference is they each have specific elements they can learn and manipulate. As for the 2 continents I said you would see later, there are Alakria and Ephetus. Alakria is home to the Vitris, who are bad, while Ephetus is home to the Ashuras, who assist Tbate. The Ashuras are the reason the humans, elves, and dwarves haven't gone extinct in the first place, since they gave them artifacts which let them control their mana to protect themselves and teach it to each other. You've recently met an Ashura, with that being Sylvia, the mysterious being Arthur was saved by. You can think of both of these races as gods. They made a pact that they wouldn't be at war since it would cause the destruction of the world, and they also made a pact that they wouldn't touch the land of Dekatan themselves since it would cause them to go extinct. This is due to just how inferior they are. There are a lot more Ashura races, but I'll leave that for another video if you guys enjoy this one. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to watch another since you might enjoy that as well, like and subscribe.